Hello everyone, this is 7th Ace, and I've decided to make StarCraft commentaries, kind of like people have made Modern Warfare 2 commentaries and other first-person shooters and other games. I've decided to make StarCraft. I think it's a fun game, and I'd like to see people's opinions on it. So, right now I've got a game of top versus bottom, 2-on-2, on some map that I don't even know. It's just some random game I joined that I just joined with some random people in the top versus bottom choice. And yeah, so right now I've got my Zerg and my allies Terran against enemy Zerg and enemy Protoss. Um, I've sped this video up to keep it from being like 20 something minutes long, and so I don't have to commentate for 20 minutes and bore everyone to death, because I'm not going to do like 30 commentaries that are that long. I just don't have that much to say, and I don't want to bore you to death. So yeah, this will slow down eventually when the decent game comes in, when it's real fighting with large armies and everything. But I'm sure everyone just loves watching drones mine. So my allies getting some medics and marines, and I'll go in with some Ling later on to boost his army. One thing I've noticed is that you really have to work with your teammates, and I know it seems pretty obvious, but you would be surprised at how much it really helps to chat with your teammate. You'll see all the text in the bottom left all the time, and yeah, some call it distracting from the game, but it's really helpful when you're trying to coordinate an attack, because, of course, two armies are better than one, and seeing that, we both went in with our armies, and yellow, the Protoss came over with 8 or so zealots. So, I want to talk about the fastest maps and the other large, huge money maps that seem to be all over the servers these days. And I know it's not a new thing, but it just started on the commentary, so I decided to point it out here. It just seems like every game you go to in top versus bottom is either big game hunters or fastest map possible, or some Korean game that you can't even tell what it is. So, and I just think fastest map is just stupid, because it really ruins some of the elements of the game, such as the balance, for one. I mean, I don't believe Protoss, after building ridiculously high health gateways to start the game, should be able to mass as many Dragoons in the same amount of time that I can mass Hydras. Because once they've got about 20 gateways and a handful of Dragoons, there's really nothing you can do. And you can build as much as you want, but there's really not much you can do against it, just because of how many they can pump out so fast, and it's absolutely nothing compared to what you can put out in just a few hatcheries because of the larvae cooldown. That's my opinion on fastest. It removes a lot of the expanding elements to the game, which I also seem to have that as a strong point. It removes scouting, and people use little tricks to kill all your workers in your little hive. It seems like the only goal is to hit the main hatchery that you start off with, because once you do that, you're getting resources like considerably slower than anyone else, even if you rebuild. So those are my opinions on fastest. Big game hunters isn't as bad, because you don't have 50 mineral patches right under you that you can just spam resources off of. But it's still not that great. People build 10, 15 gateways in their little base and just spam out more units and have something before you can even think of having anything decent to counter like 30 Dragoons. So yeah, those are my 2 cents on big money maps. If you agree, disagree, just want to say something, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't talk crap. I'm moderating these comments just because I don't feel like having a bunch of spam on my comments. So play nice. So right now the video's getting there where I've got my group of 14 or 15 Mutalisks and basically just harassing them with them, just popping in their base, killing something, running out. It's a pretty powerful strategy with the Zerg. Just 12 Mutalisks can kill a cannon, as you see there, in like, I don't know, just 2 groups of hits, and they can do some serious damage, especially against Dragoons, which only do half damage to them because of their armor class. Like, see there, I just took a ton of hits and didn't even lose 1 Mutalisk. So yeah, I try and build a pretty balanced force of stuff, just try and get some air when I need it, but I rely predominantly on my ground forces to win my games. My forces of Hydralisks, Ultralisks, and Zergling combined, with maybe a squad or 2 of Flyers if the game requires it, and I've got enough money. I used to just love the Guardian, the Zerg Guardian, which is a mutation of the Mutalisk, but I found out they're pretty easily countered, even by a large amount of Marines, even. It's just real difficult to kill a whole ton of stuff if that's all you have. So we're going in and we're chatting, making sure we all know what's going on. We're playing each other's strengths and weaknesses here. Like, those ground units could do some pretty hefty damage on my Mutalisks, but so I let his tanks and Marines take care of them, and it seemed to work pretty well. We didn't lose too much of our stuff, and Orange is pretty much dead here. He sneaks 2 drones out, which will be killed later, but Yellow then kills my expansion, and I pretty much kill his army, and that's about the end of the game. So if you like this stuff, just leave a comment. I'd like to hear your feedback on how you like this. Do you like these kind of games? If you want any suggestions, feel free to comment below, and I'll, when I can, take a look at it. I'm on Battle.net most of the time, so if you want, my channels are in the description. See you later.